Hey everybody, and welcome back to a brand new video and a brand new season and a brand new event. Now I'm going to be honest with you, at 11 p.m. when I turned on my phone, I had completely and entirely forgotten about this event, I'd forgotten about the new season, and I was just about to head to bed and was going to play a couple of TDMs or so on and so forth before going to bed. And that's when I realized that this brand new event was here. And lo and behold, it is almost nearly 7 a.m. right now. I haven't stopped playing, and I've just now started recording this video to tell you guys some of the things that I've been trying and some of the things that I've learned about this brand new event. Now, listen guys, I know that we are at the start of a brand new event. Everybody's going to be wanting to push rank. Everybody's going to want to get a head start on their KD statistics and things of that nature. But at the same time, we're all trying to figure out what is going on with this new event, which is where I come in. So rest assured, I'm going to be dying for you guys to try and help you guys figure out what is going on. Now, I've only really played this event for 5 or 6 hours, like I said, so these are more so like my general first impressions, some of my thoughts regarding this event, what I think, what I like and what I dislike, and things of that nature. And just essentially having a conversation with myself. But hey, if you feel like there's any value, or if there's something that I'm missing out, or if there's something that I'm wrong about, please do jump in the comment section and let me know, because we're all learning, and hopefully at some point in time, as we all become a little bit more familiar with this event, I'll be making a more up-to-date video as well later in the week. Alright, so at any point in time, when you open up your map, you see your standard Erangle 2.0 map with a couple of colorful lines and dots on it. You see here, for reference, there is a yellow line and a green line, and also from a different game, I pulled up another map here which has a blue line and an orange line. So there is the blue A line, and then there's the orange C line, and then there's the yellow B line, and then there is the green D line. So these lines are essentially your metro slash tramways, and they pretty much indicate different places on the map that you can go to using this new metro slash train system. You can already imagine from just personal experience of traveling that these little dots here represent different stops where you can get out or get in, and these little lines are essentially just pathways connecting them. It's going to be interesting to note that of these 4 lines that I've represented here, in my experience, it is any combination, any 2 combinations of these 4 essentially actually show up in the game. Now, I've only really come across these 4 standardized lines at the moment. There could be more that I've missed. Do let me know, but I think that's all we have at the moment. And like I said, it's any 2 combinations of these lines. So that's kind of what's going to be happening, and I want to take a moment now to talk about these train stations and how you are going to be essentially going from one spot to the other. These trains are not actual physical trains, and when you are traveling from A1 to A2, it's more of like a transportation. And obviously, if you've played even a single game, then you will have already realized that. And I wanted to call this out just out loud, because I know that a lot of people who are going to be playing this game are going to be demotivated, discouraged, and they're going to be saying a lot of bad things to the developers, just based on the fact that, oh my god, we were expecting an actual train, and so on and so forth. And at this point in time, I wanted to kind of jump in on behalf of the developers and kind of give you a little bit of perspective as well. So now, in order to create an actual train and train tracks and so on and so forth, and to have some sort of Hollywood styled action sequence on top of trains, that would require a tremendous amount of overhead. It would require essentially having to recreate different variations of this map, and it would be really hard to have any sort of variety, because I mean, are you really going to expect the developers and the artists to create 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different iterations of, you know, geometry of Erangle 2.0, where they would go in and actually build these train tracks and so on and so forth? So I guess what I'm trying to say is that it is not impossible, but given the nature of the game, the fact that it's a couple of years old, and the fact that it's been going through a lot of struggles lately with different bans in different companies and countries and so on and so forth, I feel like to expect the developers to essentially build something like that is a bit of an overkill. And yes, I know that they make a lot of money and so on and so forth, but I just wanted to let you guys know that to create something like that would be just a huge time and money sink as well. So essentially what they've done is they've created these underground, quote unquote underground metro stations, and these are really just sort of like transporting portals, and you can go to any one of these locations and it hypothetically takes you sort of underground, and from there you can access the train. And that's kind of their quick and easy way of doing it, so that they don't have to actually build out the trains. Anyways, let's see what it actually looks like at the train station. Alright, so as you can see, that is what the train station looks like, and that's kind of how you enter a train station. You go up to the door and you essentially click a button, and at that point it does a little animation. During that animation you lose control of your player character, and it basically locks the camera up and you go into the train station. Now I want to really quickly talk about this here. This is going to be probably another friction point, and a lot of people are not going to be happy with it because this looks cheap, this looks hacky, and that's exactly what it is. And I want to reiterate the fact that this isn't a coincidence, right? We were just talking about this, and there isn't actual geometry, right? That door is, you know, it's an illusion. There isn't actually a staircase leading down into a metro station there. That's just what game development is. It's a bunch of illusions made, you know, to make us feel like it's real. But the fact that, you know, they can't have this like in any other normal door is because, like I said, there isn't actual geometry there. This is essentially them basically loading a brand new map. So when you enter that door, they just, you know, they spawn you in a brand new location. It's kind of like joining a TDM. And so for that reason, it feels that way, and it's going to cause a lot of problems, and it's going to be causing a lot of headaches, and you can probably already imagine. And as you can see on the screen here, a funny little situation happened, and I'm really glad that it did because I got a chance to test it out. This guy was chasing at me with a DP, and I wanted to know what happens if I entered the door while I'm being shot at, and this happened. Alright, so as you can see, clearly if you're already in the animation, there's a bunch of invincibility frames where the person can't shoot you. Another little thing that I want to point out, which was a little bit irritating, was the fact that you can only come down and go up one sort of essentially person at a time. Now in this particular clip, and you notice over here, we did obviously finally get him, and his buddy was up there, and he didn't come down because he knew that he was going to die, but it was interesting to note that even though we were shooting him, he wouldn't die. It took him a lot of bullets, and me and my partner were surprised. And once again, I feel like when you just immediately pop down, there are certainly some sort of invincibility frames where you just cannot take any damage, and I think the reason for that is simply to prevent people from just doing exactly what we did. But you know, I don't think it's enough, and I think one of the things that I'm worried about is that it might encourage a lot of passive behavior. I want to reiterate the fact that during my experiments, I noticed that you could really only go up or down one person at a time, single file line, and there were a bunch of experiences and bunch of incidences where there was a squad up there and there was a squad down here, and they couldn't go up, and you know the other squad couldn't go down, and so on and so forth. So that's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds. This was another example where me and my squad, we were trying to go upstairs to try and save our buddy, but we simply just could not. We had to like go one by one, step at a time, and you can already see the action before I've even popped out here. And again, this is going to be interesting to see what happens here, because in a bunch of games that I played, I had a situation where people would be camping that squad house on the top edge of essentially Rozhok. So it's going to be interesting to see how people decide to play. But I'm really concerned about this situation where you can only really come down and up one at a time. Alright, so once you're actually at the train station, it is pretty easy to wait for a train. You can see these information boards up here on the train station, and they will tell you exactly which stop the train is going to and how much time it is going to leave in and how much time it is going to come to the train station in. So that's pretty straightforward, and depending on which train station you are at, if it's one of the end ones, then you're only going to have one train. Which is going to be going away from it. But if you're at one of the central train stations, then you could essentially get trains coming from both directions. Now, just keep in mind that you might feel a little bit safe inside a train station, but there are trains coming from other train stations, and there could be enemies inside.
The subway train is departing.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
The subway train has arrived. Please make sure you have all your belongings when you get off.
Oh. Back to the same spot? Or does it... It's fine now. Oh, so if it's... Okay, so C3. I think... Can we go to C4? Where are we at right now, too? What the heck? We're looking at it... Oh, okay. Got you. I think it's only, like, certain train, because you see it's blue. So we only can go to A1 and A2 and A3 and A4, A5. Gotcha. Oh, nice. Oh, yep. Let's do it. Let's get ready for the... Don't know. Oh, shoot. That's true. Got you. So each train goes to a different spot. That's interesting, though. That's pretty cool.
I think you're gonna die, man. Oh, I gotta watch this. I gotta watch. Chin our back just in case somebody comes in too. Here we are. Oh, the train's still coming. There it is. Oh, you were that. What? What? Are you serious?
The subway train has arrived.
You're gonna have
Please
to
make
come
sure
back
you
over
have
here.
all your belongings when... The subway train has arrived. Please make sure you have all your belongings when you get off.
Oh, God, he shot me. Oh, hiding.
Oh, and one more thing, guys. So I haven't really been able to determine what exactly causes it, but occasionally when you go down into the train station, you will see a big bad monster. Now, this monster is kind of similar to some of the guys that we were fighting in the Halloween event. I really wish they'd essentially used a different model or a slightly better model, something a little bit more high poly, something a little bit more realistic maybe. But anyways, it is what it is. You do come across this monster here sometimes. If you know what the conditions are to get him to spawn, please let me know. I've tried a couple of different theories. I thought that it was if you enter the station and you're the first people down here, then it causes that, but I've tried a couple of things and I haven't really gotten exacting evidence to determine what exactly causes him to spawn down here. Now, let me say one thing about this monster. This guy is fast as hell and he hurts. He hurts bad. So if you are planning and if you're thinking you're gonna jump directly down here into the station, pick up a gun or two, and then fight him, that's probably not going to work out. I've tried doing this a couple of times and maybe only 1 out of 5 times have I really been able to get him all by myself and with just the guns that I found here. So that'll be something to explore a little bit more as to what really causes him to spawn, because you want to essentially come down here and kill him because you get that beautiful Groza and AWM once you kill him. But like I said, it's a bit of a task for a solo person, and if you're not equipped properly, then it's going to be hard. Now, one thing I did realize though is if you do have a hard time killing him, you can exit back out and go up top and then heal yourself and come back in, and it should be fine. As long as someone else doesn't just waltz in through the train and kill him, you should be good and you should be able to start fighting him again where you left off. So another thing that I noticed that I wanted to bring up here was the fact that every time you're interacting with one of these new elements, such as, you know, entering the train or exiting the train or entering the station or exiting the station, we talked about how the game is loading a brand new scene, and currently it seems that every time it's loading a brand new scene, the information for the currently equipped gun is not being passed through. So as a result, whatever it is that you had equipped in your hand is no longer in your hand when this new scene starts. Now, this can be especially problematic based on just everything else that we've talked about. The fact that if you go upstairs or if you come downstairs and you already have some friendly buddies waiting for you down here and you don't even have your gun in your hand. Now, this is going to be a quick little bug fix for the dev team, and I expect them to be getting this one in the next couple of days or a week or so. But besides that, I just wanted to mention that and let you guys know in the meantime. Now, my last 12 or so hours have been pretty much this. I've had a lot of fun exploring the game, I've had a lot of fun playing this brand new event, and I've had a lot of fun making this video. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed it also. If you learned a thing or two, please be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and don't be shy to say hi in the comments below as well. Listening to you guys and talking to you guys motivates me a lot. And if there's something that I said that was incorrect maybe, please be sure to let me know as well. If you know something that I didn't mention in this video, be sure to drop it down there so that everybody else can read it and hopefully learn from it as we're trying to essentially figure out what's going on in this brand new event. As is the case with every new update, with every new event, there's going to be the good and the bad. But hey guys, this is the game that we love, so let's give it some time, and hopefully things will make a lot more sense very soon, and in the meantime we'll have a lot of fun. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'll see you guys in the next video.